My name is Lathan Wood, and this is Franklin Boulevard Media. I was born by the river in a little tent, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but a change is going to come. Just kidding. I just got to the Charlotte area, man, in 2012. No, 2000. Yeah, July of 2012. My second son was born in Atlanta. I'm originally from Atlanta. Go Falcons. And second son was born July 4th. We moved July 12th. Landed in Still Creek, and came to start ministry and do ministry. And now 10 years later, we've been just about everywhere, man. We got churches in Fort Mill, and we've been to Rock Hill for quite some time, Uptown. Now we also do some stuff in Gaffney, and here we are in Gastonia, man. And so we got here. We just closed on our property. Just closing our property on Florida Street, 1513 Florida Street, in the middle of October of last year, man. And so it was our endeavor to come and not just start another church, not just have another church here and expect by osmosis that people find us, but really make an impact and an imprint in the community here. So we've hit the ground running. I think last time we met, we had some stuff that we were kind of planning to do and kind of get going. And so now, man, we're just trying to do all we can in the community, between Pleasant Ridge School, elementary school, the 101 Black men, to working with the Arts Council, getting ready to do something with the Office of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. I think I said that right. And then a couple other initiatives that we got going on. So it's exciting. It's busy. And we're just trying to do whatever we can to show that we're here for the community, not just here to, leech or just be another church, or just be another preacher. God bless you, Reverend. What's going on, Doc? What you running? I didn't choose Gastonia. Gastonia chose me. Back in July of last year, we had been looking for a church building to kind of expand and kind of do some what we call kingdom work, to where we can do business, community, and also do church. And just typed in the search, churches in Charlotte for sale, and the church where we currently are came up. Another church came up that was in Still Creek, but the one that was here, we just couldn't pass up, and I brought my team. And so that's how we found it, man. So it wasn't like I had no intentions of coming to Gastonia. Even when I saw the ad for the location, I was like, man, price is great, but Gastonia. Because I live, and nothing against Gas House. I don't want anybody to say, man, you don't, no. Nah, nothing against Gas House. It's just the fact I live in Indian Land. So it's a 45-minute to an hour trek here every time I come, 3 to 4 or 5 times. Sometimes twice a day, where I have to go home and get my sons for something and then come back for a meeting. So I'm vested in, man. The tires on my truck are vested in to the Gas House, brother. But that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to that. My background, I have 3 earned degrees, one in music, one in business, and then an MBA. I've been doing nonprofit work since age 20. I'm 44 now, so about 25 years working nonprofit. I've worked in nonprofit work just about all my professional career, from you name it, from doing after school and summer camp programs across the Southeast. That means starting them from scratch, hiring, firing, managing. I've done, so between that, worked at a senior high rise for 5 years, just being social. I've worked in social services, so I have a hand in loving on those who are aging in place, those who are persons with disabilities, who are able to live on their own but have to have certain resources around them to make sure they're sustained and sustainable, and being that resource person for them. Worked in, of course, in the church world, for being a church administrator, minister of music. So I have, of course, a couple of decades of years of experience in music, from songwriting to producing. I have, how many albums? I've written and produced about 8 albums to date. That's a passion of mine. Then I got experience in graphic design and graphic arts. So I've done that professionally. And then of course preach and teach, and do different motivational speeches and stuff like that. I've worked in schools as from a piano instructor to a history teacher to I've done a kind of gambit of things just in community, just doing, again, allowing my gift to make room for me and just being involved in different opportunities. Never been able to. I'm from the I keep saying the church, because church has a fiber or a inbuilt acumen to cause you to be multifaceted and just to jump in wherever you need it and wherever you can. And so that level of background and just being one of those church kids who you need somebody on the drums, I want to play. You need somebody to play the organ, I want to play. You need somebody to usher. I can't play and usher at the same time. You need somebody to clean the church. All right, I got to clean church after. I've done everything, man. But again, that's just my heart to serve. Part of the thing I know is you can't grow anything, business, church, idea, or organization, nonprofit. You can't do that unless you're invested and have vesture in the community that it's in. And so, not knowing anyone in Gastonia, I got one member in Gastonia, one, and she lives 7 minutes from the church. So that means my mind frame was, you got to hit the ground. You got to do grassroots. So I've done some study in guerrilla marketing, where just grassroots. I've done some study on how political individuals who are running for office do the grassroots marketing. So in that, we start studying up on, city council, who's doing what's the different organizations, how do things run. And you're right, because when you don't know anything about a place, you just parachuted in, just dropped in, like here you are. It's survival. But the more I start learning, the more I start meeting people, I just kind of fell in love. We're looking now for, a parsonage, kind of like a second home to kind of just be here, because it's a trek, my man. It's a trek. But because I love it and I do see the potential, I wouldn't be the newly elected vice president of the 101 Black Men for Highland unless I got some level of vesture in the community. When we first got here, we heard about all the big churches. That one, have you met this one? Met that one? And I'm like, no. And it's not that I'm close to it. It's just that right now we grinding. We grinding, and we're in the community. We're in the streets. I love to meet people, but I'm having a joy and a ball, man. Meeting all the people I'm meeting, being involved in all the things we're being involved in, all the opportunities. And you're right, because Gastonia is a rich place, man. It's a rich place, and whatever we can do to enrich it, to kind of like bring whatever we have. I come from a different market. I come from a different mind frame. I come from a different. Each city has its own flavor. Each city has its own demand. I come from Atlanta, where every industry is oversaturated. Like if you want to start a barbecue place, there's 15 in your 5-mile radius. So when I got to Charlotte and it was more wide open, when it was less, I don't want to say developed, because I want to be careful of words, because words have concepts. It's like, yo, wow, it's different. So on one side it's good because it gives you a freedom to kind of do some new things. On the other side, there's always that subculture that says we are the way we are because we've been this way. So I'm balanced enough to embrace what Gastonia has been, at the same time keeping an eye on what it's growing to be, and have an appreciation for what it is. I come from again a big city. Now to come to Charlotte, and now to come to Gastonia, which is big city in the making, but not knock it, but have appreciation for it, because people never want to feel like you're kind of condescending, or because you're a city slicker, stuff. No, I'm just trying to learn the city, man. I'm just trying to learn, where do you go to eat? What do you want? Like I just learned about Captain's Cap. I was like, where are some good seafood, man? Of course, if I was in where I'm from, it wouldn't be a thing. But now I'm trying to find out from locals, like where you go to get your seafood. I was like, I go here, go there. And man, it was great. Something that now, if you pull up to there, it's like it's regular old seafood, but it's banging. Like it's like, you know what I'm saying? I look at something like that because, again, the potential of this city, the potential of what's happening here to people, like there's a hunger, man, for something fresh, something new. And I want to just appreciate the history, because you can't not. I've learned that the hard way. If you say, get away from, like, hey, this the new thing, let's go over here, I'm new on the block, yo, check me out. People are like, yo, what you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I've just learned, man. I've learned just to appreciate the culture, the rich history of Gastonia. And also, again, keep my eye on the new, because I'm not, I got to still be me, So the vision for 1513 Florida is one we call the embassy. So, which comes from, of course, a secular or governmental term, which means, a place where if you one country establishes an embassy in another country as its own hub, like its own kind of like place, so any of its citizens are there can kind of come in and receive whatever assistance they need to still hold true to their authentic citizenship, but also do business and do whatever they're doing in those particular places. So that being stated, the embassy has that same kind of concept. So it's we're blessed, man. We got 2 buildings, 15,000 square feet on 3 acres. I couldn't ask God for more, man. So in our sanctuary, which we call the cathedral, because I am a consecrated bishop in the Lord's church. Bishop, God bless you. So we're gonna have great church, man. We're gonna see signs, wonders, and miracles. People's lives changed. People's lives impacted by the Spirit of God and just by the Word and teaching. That's what we're gonna do. Great church. We're gonna have great church, exciting church, and every service, man, when we see God move. Every service we see God impact people's lives. Every service people leave out saying, "Man, I'm so glad I came in contact with God." I'm not about a mausoleum. I'm not about a monument where we talk about what we used to do and what happened way back when, and we just meet to meet. Nah, bro, can't do it. So that's our cathedral. But then also in our building next door, our embassy, what we call an embassy, which is a 2-story building, has a fellowship hall, has like 16 classrooms. That's where we're gonna do business. So our vision there is threefold. One, entrepreneurship. How can we get you to get your idea off the ground? So small business, almost like a small business hub. To where we want to, the vision is to surround people. You walk in to our doors, you leave out to where you can create your own doors. You walk through our doors, you're going to make your own doors. How? So we want to surround small business owners with opportunity space. For those who want to just have, co-working space, those who want to need a lease of space. We've already worked through a couple of businesses already who are doing a barter agreement with us. Hey, you bring this service, we exchange you for space. We also have some people that are looking to lease some of our space. Small business, we want to push that. We want to surround those individuals with, business coaching. One thing in our community, especially when the minority, those who are, I'm trying to say it right because I know I'm on camera. Us. I got away with it. Us and them. To where we don't get a lot of the business acumen, business tips, business refinement in our community, because either we don't go after it or we don't know where to start. So we'll start something out of our trunk and do the best we can, and then it's the law of the jungle. Only the strong survive, the creative survive, the resourceful. So entrepreneurship. The second pillar is about home ownership. I've seen it, man, just in my own real estate ventures and doing real estate investment, where people can live in a house for 30 to 40, 50 years, man, and not own it. You've paid it off over and over, several times over. But if nobody ever teaches you, nobody ever shows you, nobody ever creates an environment around you that helps you break the mentality of I can only rent, then you'll stay in that same cycle. So we've commissioned every one of our members. You got 12 months to get a house. Now, here's the thing. I didn't just vision cast it and put that demand date out. I was like, oh, man, that sounds good. Wait, you mean? No. We're working with Movement Mortgage, which has a program called Grab a Key. And so they're looking to kind of help first-time home buyers with the education, the empowerment, the even resources to have their down payments. So now you have no excuse. You have no excuse. And so now, though the church, our real true role, like if we just go biblical, our really true role is just to be a spiritual place. But the church has become, in our culture, has become a mecca, a hub, a place where you learn marriage. You get marital skills. You get married. You learn business skills. You learn finance. You learn different things that go into getting a job. The church is responsible for that. Pastors, you got to be everything. So, all right, this is what we're doing. So, entrepreneurship, home ownership, which deals with, we can talk about being blessed and being prosperous, but if I don't give you the tools to break out of your rut, if I don't give you the tools to break out of where you are, if I don't surround you with information and education that fits your dynamic and your culture, that has cultural competence, to where I'm just not saying a whole bunch of stuff that you can't relate because it's a different jargon, it's a different vernacular, it's a different dialect. Let's put in your, listen, you spending $200 on some sneakers, but you renting. Right. Yeah, all right. Well, if your shoes $500, all right, cool. I hope, watch this. I hope you ain't got $50,000 worth of debt that you can put that. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't have any investments. You don't have anything that's bringing you. So you invest in the shoes that are depreciating. But if I don't speak your language and talk your talk, then it can seem like I'm just coming down on you. Man, get up off me. But if I can show you, hey, you can live a better life with not just you, but also your kids, and bring these resources that are already in the community that other communities are already benefiting from. That's where we can break down those barriers and show, again, that's where, when I use the word cultural competence, understanding how we think and why we do what we do. You can take this same principle, go across the board, from mental health to finance to family dynamics. We've been always conditioned to just keep it to yourself, do the best you can, and adapt. Versus, here's some information, here's how to reach for it. Come on, you can do better. And so that's what we're about. That's what we're about. And then our third pillar is community. What can we do in our community? From serving the homeless, which is one of the things we're endeavoring to do next week for our anniversary, is to impact some of those who are not doing too well, who want to do better, can do better. Some can't. Well, what can we do to help you? What can we do to give you a better quality of life? What can we do to wrap our arms around you, love on you? Community, from everything we're doing in the streets of Gastonia, all of them, the ones I know, the ones I don't know, in the Victory, all the way where we are, off of 321 in the historic district, to Highland, to everywhere else, just being in community. So everything. So those are three pillars when it comes down to the embassy: entrepreneurship, home ownership, and community. And we're very clear. And we're making great strides. We ain't totally where we want to be, but we're not where we used to be. And so that's that. What do I see for Gastonia? Well, let me talk about what I do know. Gastonia is growing. Economically, every other league, Gastonia is growing. You got your Belmonts, who have a certain quality of life, who have a certain, I don't say stigma, but have a certain perception, aura, rapport. You have McCattonville, I just learned about. There's all these other spots, and Gastonia is growing. Gastonia is changing. Gentrification is real. So money's coming. People that can't find a certain kind of home in Charlotte gonna come to Gastonia. They're gonna stop in Belmont first. All these other, but once they get here, it's like, so opportunity is here. So I see the opportunity being, just kind of being to a place where in about 10 to 15 years, you won't be able to recognize Gastonia, because what used to be won't be, because money came in, resources came in, new ideas came in, fresh vision came in, people who know how to maximize opportunity came in. So what that's going to do is it's going to create a tension between those who are here, who either didn't know, didn't want to, or didn't choose to do something with the opportunities that they were living in. Then you'll have new opportunity that says, well, we're here now and we got to make a profit. We're here now and we got to have a better quality of life. We're here now and this is what we're bringing. So either piss or get off the pot. I see that tension point coming, and it's here now. Because I've seen what happened in Atlanta, where we were part of this. Dr. Doc can relate. Every housing project they tore down. and the amount of rumble that was underneath that. Rumble in regards to, oh my God, I've been living here all these years. You done tore my house. You done displaced me. You done made me homeless. No, they put money into making sure that you moved out of where you were, transitioned somewhere else, and they broke up pockets of poverty. So now, where it used to be a Herndon Homes, when it used to be a youth rescue villa, where it used to be the hood, it used to be the ghetto, ain't the ghetto no more. It don't even look like that no more. You know, prime example, like a East Lake Village, we used to be like, they used to call it Little Vietnam because the crime rate was so high. Now, of course, you can relate to this. If you live there, you like, yo, that's my hood, that's my stomping ground, that's my ruts. You know, that's what we do, that's where we've been. So when they tear it down, now watch this. There's the good and the bad. It's the bad that we survive with that we want to change. But now when change does come, we fight it because we want to keep it the same because of our nostalgia. I see the same thing coming to the Gastonia, where people's nostalgia is like, oh, I remember when. But now you got new energy comes in, and now it's a lot better. You got to come on up or move further out. So how do I see our impact? We just here as a partner who's come from, we've seen this. We've seen what this look like. Yo, come on. Like, I'm with you. Well, it's gonna be different. Just to be a partner that says, brings voice to something that we walked that road. We've been there. And we with you. We all together. We all in this thing together. But I also know this getting ready to change. This street's getting ready to look totally different. Give it 5 years. They're getting ready to take that over. And I know sometimes when we sit in our little silos with our red Solo cups and, we chilling, talking trash over, chicken wings, we can always talk about what we think and, all the good stuff that don't mean a hill of beans when it comes down to the bigger conversation. I want to make sure that we're at certain tables when these things are happening, and be at certain tables so we can bring voice to a certain voice that's not heard because it's not, not necessarily it's not valued. It's as if you don't care enough to open your mouth, I don't have to care enough to open my ear. And so we're just here as a partner to partner with this change that's coming. Oh, it's here. I crack a joke with, I was born by a river in a little tent. It's been a long time coming, but Gastonia change gonna come. You can look at it. Look at Cox Road. Look at it, and I know it ain't always been like that, but you got the mall. The mall is changing. I know it's got to change, but now watch this. It's gonna go through its phases, but it represents opportunity for those who got ideas, man. And Gastonia's Gas House got a lot of wealth of knowledge, man. A lot of wealth of ideas. I would tell whoever has an idea, whoever has a desire for change, commit to change. And commit to change first starts with being self-aware. What needs to change? What do I need to do better? Where's my block? Where's my hindrance? Like if I remove, and don't blame anybody else, it's me. Remove those excuses or crutches that we use because we want to point the finger at, well, if they had treated me better, if they had to give me an opportunity, if the man had done this, I don't know who the proverbial man is anymore. If these folks had done better, my mama had, if we remove all those excuses, what needs to change about me? Because everybody's being given some level of opportunity to do something different, but you got to commit to it. And commit, sometimes there's a thing in business I learned, a business partner taught me this, it's called the dip. The dip is where you got more going out than you got coming in. And if you can make it through the dip, you can be successful. Every major business is going through the dip where it didn't look like it was going to be good. We're going under. You got to make it through the dip. If you can make it through the dip and persevere and be resilient through the dip, you can appreciate what happens on the other side. Most people fail in the dip because they're not committed to the other side. It looks good. Sounds good. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to be a business owner. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to buy my mama a house. Can you make it through the dip? Are you committed to where you want to be? That's what separates the wannabes from the R's. I want to be. No, I am.